There comes a time in life when you begin to notice a quiet change inside, a small voice asking, "Why am I really doing all this?" You may have spent years working hard, chasing goals, sacrificing, and trying to meet expectations from your family, friends, colleagues, or society. But despite all that, you still feel a gap between who you are and who you think you should be. That gap, if ignored, slowly eats away at your peace of mind and holds you back from feeling truly free. But what if you could stop it? What if instead of worrying about how others see you, you could feel comfortable being yourself? Deep down, we all long for this kind of freedom, the kind that lets you wake up and feel like your life belongs to you, not shaped by someone else's expectations. True freedom doesn't come from wealth, fame, or social success. It starts within, through a shift in perspective that lets you break free from the need for validation. It's about letting go of the invisible chains that have controlled your decisions for too long. We live in a world where we are constantly told what to value and how to live, by social media, family, and society, often without realizing it. Think about the times you've said yes to something out of obligation, even when it didn't feel right to you. Over time, these small compromises add up, and you find yourself living a life that no longer feels like your own. You end up maintaining relationships and routines that don't reflect who you truly are, wearing a mask to fit into a role others have created for you. But this isn't about abandoning your responsibilities or neglecting the people you care about. It's about learning how to live in a way that honors your true self, while navigating the world around you. It's realizing that you can't control how others see you, but you can control your actions and how you respond to the pressures around you. For many, living for themselves feels selfish, because we've been taught to prioritize others and seek approval. But when you live solely for others, you end up losing yourself. The acceptance you've been searching for won't satisfy you because it's built on a false foundation. Imagine what life could be like if you freed yourself from that burden. You wouldn't have to justify your decisions or prove anything to anyone. You'd simply live authentically, guided by what feels right for you. This journey isn't easy. It involves letting go of deeply ingrained habits. But with each step away from seeking approval, you move closer to reclaiming your freedom. This kind of freedom isn't about isolating yourself. It's about living with integrity, where your actions align with your values, not dictated by others' expectations. You reach a place where you no longer feel the need to explain yourself. True freedom is realizing that your worth isn't based on others' perceptions, but on how true you are to yourself. As you embrace these principles, you'll see that freedom isn't something earned or given by others. It's something you already have within you, buried under layers of conditioning. Each step in this process peels back those layers, helping you reconnect with your sense of personal freedom. When you stop living for others, you find a deeper peace. Decisions become easier because they align with your true self, not external expectations. This journey isn't about perfection or detachment. It's about breaking free from the internal pressures to be someone you're not, and letting go of the need to constantly prove yourself. It's about becoming comfortable in your own skin and embracing the freedom to live on your own terms. Understanding that you have the clarity and strength to make decisions without seeking approval is the core of real freedom. It means living in alignment with your true self, free from the need for external validation. As you move forward, you'll find that each step towards freedom brings you closer to a life filled with peace, purpose, and self-respect. You'll realize that living authentically, without feeling the need to explain yourself, is the purest form of freedom. In that freedom, you'll experience fulfillment that can't be diminished by others' judgments. Once you've let go of the need to explain yourself, you unlock a profound sense of inner freedom. Next, you'll confront a difficult truth. The world is inherently unfair. If you constantly expect justice, you'll end up exhausted and disappointed. The belief that life owes you fairness keeps you trapped in frustration. The more you chase justice, the more powerless and bitter you become. True freedom comes from accepting life's unpredictability and unfairness, while learning to navigate it with strength and grace. From a young age, we're taught that wrongdoers should be punished and fairness should prevail. But life often proves otherwise. Many people achieve success through dishonest means, while hard-working individuals sometimes suffer. When you invest too much energy, when you stop seeking justice from others, you begin to realize that the only justice that truly matters is the one you hold within. This shift in perspective helps you move through life with calmness, free from the emotional turmoil of feeling wronged. You no longer expect others to correct their behavior, and you stop demanding the world give you what you think you deserve. This doesn't mean passively accepting injustice. It means not allowing it to disturb your inner peace. A core lesson from Stoicism is understanding what is within your control and what isn't. Justice, in its purest form, is often outside of your control. You cannot dictate how others behave or how the world distributes rewards and punishments, but you can control how you respond to these injustices. Instead of dwelling on frustrations, you have the power to let go, recognizing that others' actions reflect on them, not on you. By maintaining your integrity, you rise above the world's unfairness. Additionally, when you stop seeking justice, you free yourself from the need for revenge. Revenge, born from a desire to right wrongs, doesn't provide the closure or satisfaction you seek. It only keeps you tethered to the original injustice. Letting go of vengeance allows you to reclaim your focus and strength, understanding that true power comes from moving forward rather than settling scores. This mindset also fosters resilience. Stoics viewed life's unfair challenges as opportunities for growth. When faced with injustice, you can choose to see it as a test of your character. How you respond defines who you are. Will you allow it to make you bitter, or will you use it to strengthen your resolve? The choice is yours. The world doesn't owe you fairness, and accepting this harsh truth can transform how you deal with difficulties. No longer preoccupied with correcting every wrong, you can focus on what truly matters, your own actions and growth. This is where real power lies, not in controlling others, but in controlling yourself. As you embrace this perspective, many frustrations lose their power over you. When someone acts selfishly, you remain calm, recognizing that their behavior doesn't have to affect your response. This understanding frees you from being reactive, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with grace. You stop expecting the world to be fair, and instead concentrate on living in alignment with your values. In doing so, you become less attached to outcomes. You no longer base your happiness or peace on whether life treats you fairly. Instead, contentment comes from knowing you've acted in accordance with your principles, regardless of the result. This shift helps you maintain inner peace, even when the world feels chaotic and unjust. Stoics emphasized focusing on what you can control. By letting go of the need for justice in an unjust world, you free up time and energy for more meaningful pursuits. You center your life around your actions and values, not on external circumstances. This doesn't mean you ignore injustice. It means you no longer allow it to dictate your emotions or self-worth. True justice is not about changing others, but about staying true to yourself. No matter what happens around you, having inner strength allows you to remain calm, even in the face of unfair situations. By letting go of the need for fairness or justice from others, you become more adaptable and flexible. Life is unpredictable, and when you stop expecting fairness, you find it easier to adjust to challenges without being thrown off course. Instead of being stuck on things going wrong, you adapt, keep moving, and stay composed. This adaptability is a crucial part of resilience. The more you accept that life isn't always fair, the stronger and more resilient you become when faced with adversity. You stop fighting against reality and learn to go with the flow. This mindset doesn't mean you give up on fairness, but shifts your focus from external circumstances to your responses. You develop clarity, knowing that the real power lies in how you react to life's injustices, not in the injustices themselves. As you release your need for fairness, you also grow more grateful. You begin to see acts of fairness as gifts to cherish, rather than something to expect. This helps you focus on the good in life rather than dwelling on unfairness. Patience becomes another byproduct of this mindset. When you no longer demand immediate fairness, you develop the patience to trust the process of life, realizing things won't always happen on your timeline, and that's okay. Letting go of the need for instant fairness fosters grace and understanding as you navigate challenges. Furthermore, releasing the expectation of fairness also makes you more forgiving. When you no longer expect people to always do the right thing, it's easier to forgive their mistakes. You recognize that everyone, yourself included, is flawed. As you embrace this way of thinking, you become more focused on your personal growth and self-development. You stop comparing yourself to others or measuring your happiness by how fairly others are treated. This shift encourages you to live authentically, guided by your own values rather than conforming to external expectations. In this authenticity lies true freedom, the freedom to live in alignment with who you truly are, independent of how the world treats you. This acceptance of life's inherent unfairness brings a deep sense of peace. You no longer feel the need to constantly fight or demand fairness, and instead, you find calm in knowing that you control your actions and reactions. With this inner peace, you carry yourself with confidence, unaffected by injustices around you. In the end, true freedom doesn't come from seeking justice in an unjust world, but from living in line with your own values. You stop relying on others to make things right or to validate your worth. Instead, fulfillment comes from knowing that you're living a life true to yourself. In this, you find the freedom you've been searching for, and you're no longer weighed down by the need to make others understand or see things your way. Silent dissent is a way of maintaining your peace while upholding your principles. It shows that you don't need to react to every disagreement, and your silence can be a statement that demonstrates confidence in your beliefs. By staying quiet, you avoid unnecessary conflict and take time to observe and reflect before acting. This not only preserves your energy, but also allows you to respond thoughtfully when needed rather than impulsively. Choosing not to engage in every confrontation builds inner strength. It requires discipline to resist the urge to defend yourself, especially when provoked, but this choice empowers you. It communicates that you're not controlled by the need to react to others' opinions. Instead, you remain calm, firm in your beliefs, and committed to your own peace. This silent resistance can be just as powerful in challenging authority or unjust systems. By refusing to participate in what you don't believe in, without causing a scene, you send a message of defiance. Silence forces others to confront the strength of your convictions, often with more impact than words. In a world where assertiveness is often mistaken for power, choosing silence can be counterintuitive, but it is a form of strength. Stoics like Zeno taught that living according to your principles, without constant verbal opposition, is the highest form of resistance. It's through your actions, not words, that true dissent is expressed. By practicing silent dissent, you avoid getting entangled in unnecessary drama. Many arguments stem from ego or insecurity rather than genuine differences. By not engaging, you protect your peace and conserve your emotional energy for more meaningful pursuits. Additionally, silent dissent builds patience. Not everyone will understand your silence, and some may mistake it for weakness or indifference. But over time, your restraint will reveal the strength of your convictions, showing that your silence is not passive, but a deliberate act of resistance. Mastering the art of silent dissent also deepens your capacity for listening. In silence, you can listen more carefully, understand others' motivations, and respond with greater clarity when necessary. It also gives you the flexibility to choose your battles wisely, focusing on what truly matters rather than getting drawn into every disagreement. Ultimately, silent dissent isn't about avoiding conflict altogether, but about choosing how and when to engage. It's about recognizing that some battles aren't worth fighting, and sometimes the most powerful response is to say nothing at all. This gives you a sense of freedom, where you stay true to yourself regardless of the noise around you. As you grow more comfortable with silent dissent, you protect your energy and direct your focus to what truly matters. The practice fosters peace builds resilience, and allows you to live in alignment with your values without needing external validation. Similarly, understanding the influence of praise can also protect your autonomy. Praise, though often comforting, can subtly control your actions. When you seek approval, you risk adjusting your behavior to meet others' expectations rather than staying true to yourself. Over time, this leads to dependence on external validation, limiting your freedom. Philosophers like Seneca recognize that both praise and blame are external forces. Neither should dictate your actions or sense of self-worth. When you let go of the need for praise, you reclaim your autonomy and can pursue what matters to you free from the influence of others' opinions. This detachment also makes you more resilient. You no longer need external approval to feel good about yourself, which frees you from the emotional highs and lows that come with seeking validation. Instead, your sense of worth becomes grounded in your own values and choices. Rejecting the need for praise allows you to take risks, be more authentic, and connect more deeply with others. You no longer perform for applause, but act according to what is true for you. In the end, letting go of praise and living by your own values brings a deeper sense of fulfillment and freedom. When you release yourself from the obligation of fulfilling every role that others place on you, you gain the freedom to say no when necessary. You avoid spreading yourself too thin by committing to tasks that drain your energy or divert you from your true path. This creates space for you to concentrate on what truly matters instead of being pulled in multiple directions by external demands. As you let go of these roles, clarity emerges. You begin to see which aspects of your life genuinely fulfill you versus those you're carrying out because of societal expectations. This insight empowers you to make intentional choices that align with your true self. Letting go of these imposed roles also helps you trust yourself more. By no longer relying on others to define your path, you strengthen your own judgment and confidence. You realize that you are capable of determining what's best for you, free from the need to follow paths dictated by family, society, or cultural norms. This self-trust empowers you to live confidently, knowing you're being true to yourself. Your relationships also become more genuine when you are no longer acting out of obligation. You can be your authentic self, leading to deeper, more honest connections with others. This shift from fulfilling imposed roles allows you to give from a place of sincerity, making your actions more meaningful and impactful. Additionally, stepping away from these roles helps you avoid burnout. Constantly trying to meet others' expectations can be overwhelming and detrimental to your mental and emotional health. But when you prioritize your values, you free yourself from this pressure, allowing you to focus on what truly nourishes your well-being. Breaking away from externally imposed expectations also encourages you to embrace uncertainty. Often, we cling to roles for the security and predictability they provide, but letting go invites you to explore new possibilities that align with your true self. In doing so, you open up new opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Taking ownership of your life also becomes easier. Instead of blaming others for the roles they imposed on you, you take responsibility for how you choose to live. This empowers you to carve out a life that reflects your deepest desires and values. Though unlearning these roles can be challenging, patience and self-compassion help you gradually release the need to meet others' expectations. With this shift, a profound sense of freedom arises. You are no longer confined by the expectations others have for you. Instead, you gain the freedom to explore new ways of living that resonate with your true nature. This freedom allows you to engage fully with the present, finding peace in the here and now rather than constantly striving to fulfill external standards. Ultimately, rejecting obligatory roles is about reclaiming your life. It means stepping away from the pressures of society, family, and friends to live in a way that feels authentic to you. This journey is challenging but deeply rewarding, leading to a life filled with greater authenticity, freedom, and fulfillment. As you move beyond these imposed roles, you learn that standing alone is one of the most powerful forms of freedom. Solitude allows you to face yourself without the distractions of external validation. While society often associates being alone with loneliness, solitude offers a valuable opportunity to reconnect with yourself. It teaches you that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It's a chance to cultivate strength, wisdom, and clarity without the need for constant social approval. Solitude frees you from the subtle pressures of comparison. When surrounded by others, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring your life against theirs. Solitude removes these external benchmarks, allowing you to focus on your own growth and well-being. You come to realize that your worth is not determined by others' achievements or opinions, but by how true you are to yourself. This ability to embrace solitude also shifts your relationship with time. You no longer feel pressured to stay busy or constantly interact with others. Instead, you learn to appreciate stillness and find joy in simply being. Solitude allows you to reflect, recharge, and savor moments without distraction. Being comfortable in solitude builds emotional self-reliance, freeing you from the need to rely on others for comfort or validation. This emotional independence strengthens your relationships as you engage with others from a place of wholeness rather than dependency. In solitude, your creativity flourishes, and your problem-solving abilities deepen. Free from the constant noise and opinions of others, your mind has the space to wander, leading to new ideas and insights that are uniquely your own. This inner exploration fosters greater self-awareness and resilience, helping you navigate life's challenges with confidence and peace. As you embrace solitude, you develop a radical indifference to how others perceive you. The need to present yourself in a certain way fades as you begin to focus more on the quality of your inner life than on external appearances. You stop caring about the judgments tied to status, appearance, or wealth, finding peace in the knowledge that these superficial measures do not define who you are. By letting go of the need for external validation, you free yourself from an exhausting cycle of self-monitoring. This indifference to appearances liberates you to live more authentically and confidently, no longer chasing societal standards of success or beauty. True fulfillment comes from within, not from meeting others' expectations. In this space of inner freedom, you learn to live for yourself, creating a life that feels true to your values rather than conforming to others' expectations. You prioritize your own needs and well-being, gaining clarity, creativity, and emotional resilience. Ultimately, this journey toward solitude and self-trust leads to a deeper sense of peace, freedom, and authenticity in all aspects of life. When you act based on your inner values instead of being swayed by how others see you, you align with your true self and live with greater purpose. This mindset frees you from the constant need for approval and helps you prioritize substance over appearance. Society often emphasizes superficial markers like beauty, wealth, or status. But when you detach from these distractions, you can focus on what truly matters: integrity, character, and inner strength. By practicing indifference to appearances, you stop judging yourself and others based on outward looks and begin valuing deeper qualities. This detachment also shields you from societal pressures to meet ever-changing standards of beauty or success, helping you live authentically without feeling inadequate. Instead of being driven by how others perceive you, you start living confidently for yourself. This indifference fosters more genuine relationships. When you stop prioritizing appearances, you connect with others on a deeper level, appreciating their character rather than their material possessions. You experience less anxiety, as you're no longer managing others' impressions or trying to fit into societal norms. This allows you to navigate life with greater peace and resilience, unaffected by criticism or praise because your worth is rooted in your internal values. Stoicism teaches that what matters most is how you live your life, not how you're perceived. This shift from external validation to internal purpose brings authenticity into your life. You stop hiding behind a facade and present yourself as you truly are, which fosters deeper, more meaningful connections with others. This mindset also nurtures self-acceptance, as you stop seeking approval from others based on appearance or possessions. Furthermore, embracing radical indifference to appearances helps you avoid constant comparison to others, which can breed feelings of inadequacy. By detaching from these comparisons, You develop resilience and become less influenced by external opinions. You cultivate a sense of self-worth and fulfillment that is independent of how others perceive you or your accomplishments. Ultimately, this mindset aligns with the Stoic belief that your true worth lies not in outward appearances, but in how you live in accordance with your principles. By letting go of superficial concerns, you experience freedom, authenticity, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Prioritizing your inner integrity and values over external judgments fosters a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment in life. Embracing radical indifference to appearances not only liberates you from societal pressures, but also allows you to form authentic connections and cultivate self-acceptance. Additionally, letting go of the fear of losing relationships empowers you to engage genuinely and build deeper bonds based on mutual respect and understanding. If you found this discussion valuable and would like to delve deeper into similar topics, please consider subscribing. Your support enables us to continue sharing meaningful insights and fostering personal growth. Thank you for being a part of this journey.